Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So we're going to be using the Uniquely Creative watercolour pencils and some of the Indigo and Violet kit to make this art journal page today. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, feels like a little while since I've done an art journal page, so I'm going to do that today. And I'm going to pull out some of the Indigo and Violet collection that I got in my Uniquely Creative advent calendar. So I've got a couple of pages here. I don't know what I'm going to use. I've also got the Plum creative cuts. I've got the stencil. I did also grab the fades, like the diamond fade stencil. I have a stamp here and I have some texture paste. And we're just going to create. I have been playing with these watercolor pencils and I have already bought the other set. I will show you guys those. We'll show you guys those really quickly now. I was going to do a whole other haul video, but I just don't think there's enough there, so I'll give you a quick little sneak peek at these now. So you've got 12 new colours. So you've got a white, a lighter yellow, a lighter orange, a peach, a lighter purple. Oh, actually I might bring some of these purples and teals in. Ooh. I also got the swatch sheet that comes for these. And I'm just gonna play. I've sort of been thinking about. Actually, I was trying to work out ways to do this, and I'm kind of. This is my little tester page that I've been doing some bits and pieces with on the side, just while I was practicing, because I'm not really great at watercolor. I've never been, and because I'm being very, for this one, it feels like I need to be. I don't know. It just feels like now's not the time to really show what these water pencils can do. But I'm gonna do this now. I know I can go direct to paper with these. I know I can pick the watercolor up as well. There's lots you can do with these pencils. And I will slowly but surely be practicing some of those in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see what I can end up learning. But I'm going to start, put that stencil down. This is just a bit of that bubble paper. I'm going to use it to pick up some of this and just tap it through the stencil. I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, no, it's not really. So, I do like that. I actually kind of like the way it squashed out there. So, let's just be completely creative and see what happens. I don't want it to be too polished or really full of colour. I want it to be a bit subdued, but I really like the sort of wash, and it's just, this is such a beautiful, they do so beautifully, these pencils. Like, you can barely tell where I've actually gone to paper there. It's so lovely. So I've got those there. Whoops. Got a bit of the tape. I like the way that the plastic evens this out. Okay, so we'll use that colour. So that, for anyone that's wondering, is the purple iris colour. I'm going to come in and do the same thing with this one's called Aquamarine. So if you remember from the creative cuts, I'm just going to grab sort of something out here. These are the sort of colours that you've got. You've got those beautiful teals and beautiful purples. So I'm sort of going for a teal and purple kind of background, and then I can add in some other colours. So I'm just using this bit of scrap paper just to clean my brush off. I'm going to use the same bit of plastic because, I can wipe that off with a bit of paper towel. Go there. I don't necessarily have to use a water brush for this. I feel like I could spray and it would do the same thing. But I just feel like I've got it here, so I might as well just use it. I'm going a little bit up into the purple, not too much because I don't want to cover it. I don't want to make it too anything. I just want it to be like a blend into each other, which it will be when you sort of do that plasticky thing across it. Okay, then I feel like I'm just not quite blended enough up here. I just want a bit more depth in some parts. I don't quite know how to make it that, but so this is the other thing you can do. You can just pick the pigment straight up off the pencil because it's that pigmented, and I'm hoping when I do this in a sec you'll see what I mean. Like, check that out. Like, look how good that is. I'm just trying to bring in some depth in some parts. I'm still going to pounce it out a little bit. It just brings in a little bit more depth there. I love the purple. I feel like the teal's just not quite there. It's not too bad. Okay. I may come in with some more colours and some more depth of those when I sort of get this next part sorted. So I think I really like that kingfisher there in the middle. Actually, hold on. I need more texture before we do this. I do want to use the stencil. And I do want to use some texture paste because I want to see what the watercolours do on top of the texture paste. So first off, I'm just going to really quickly hit this with the heat tool so it's dry because it is still just a little damp. Have two little sections, I guess is the right word, of paste. And this is a little dry but not really bad. It's also, I'm using a different kind of spatula, so okay, so I'm just going to use a little bit of washi tape just to hold this down so it doesn't move around while I'm pasting through it. I don't want this to be a full kind of cover thing. I just want it to be a bit thing. So I don't need this to be the whole section. I don't need it even to be mildly the same. It just needs to cover a little bit. I'm just making sure that's even. And then once I'm happy with that bit, I pull it up. Oh, that's pretty. I'm going to do something similar down the bottom here. I'm just not pasting that, like not sticking that top bit down fully because obviously it's still wet at the top there. texture paste has a tendency to go hard very quick, and it's very warm here today. So I'm really quickly just going to go and clean these off so that I don't have to ruin my stencils, and I will be right back. Okay, so for anyone that asks, I just run them under warm water. That's generally enough. So one of the other things I got from Uniquely Creative is some of these brushes. I'm going to use those a little bit in just a sec. So you get 5 in the set. One is the reluctant to exit. So you get 3 kind of, I think they're called round, and they're different sizes. You get 1 or 2 of the flat ones. One's got a rounded edge and one's got a flat edge. So it's I was going to say it's a 2 or 4, it's not, but it's an 8, a 10, a 6, and it doesn't have a number. But I'm going to use those in just a sec to add some colour on here. So I'm just looking where I'm going to put him. There is a quote. There is a quote here. This one here from the This is Us page, and it's got, "In the end, we will only regret the chances we didn't take." I love that quote. So I'm going to grab that. I've just got my 12 by 12 paper cutter over here. And I always prefer to use my little one, even though the big one's out. I'm just going to add some texture to this as well, because I don't want it to be, I wasn't going to. I'm also needing to let this dry, so I wasn't going to do this, but I am. I'm going to take off the purple border because I want to distress around the quote, but then I'll stick it down on something so it gets a matte again afterwards. So I'm just cutting right around the edge, so I've got a little purple lip and this white lip, because when I start making a mess of it in a second, I'll need that little bit of white, and I'll leave that out because I'm going to need it again in a sec. So this is just a little distressing tool. I grabbed it at Picture to Page a little while ago. If I can remember which video it is, I'll link it. But I'm just tearing around the edge a little bit, just to give it a little bit of texture. Now, if anyone knows more than I do, which there's lots of you that do, and I'm doing this wrong, please let me know. I just kind of grabbed it and went with what I thought. So I'm just going to pop this here. It's not stuck, it's just sitting, because I want to go through these vellum cuts and see if I can, not see if I can, I want to pop like leaves and stuff all around it. It's all going to stick, so what I'm going to do is going to hit this with the heat tool a little bit just to try and get it to dry a bit faster, because then I can keep going. I'm just grabbing a little bit of water and then grab this, the number 6 paintbrush, which was kind of in the middle. I'm just going to pick up a bit of the purple off the end of my watercolour here. I'm just going to, look how pigmented it is, it's gorgeous. Just want to add just a little bit of detail to the flowers. I just feel like they're a little bit flat. So I'm going right in the middle, and then I'm going to sort of wash it out a little bit. And then very quickly with a piece of paper towel, just go in and kind of, no, it's not really doing what I wanted it to do. I was kind of hoping it would stay darker around the outside, but it's not. So I'm going to do a little bit of the darkness in the middle. Pat it out maybe. It's just not, it is, it's giving me more of the depth that I want, but it's not doing what I thought it was going to do. But I'm just going to run with it. Oh, actually, that's nice. It's a bit more of a wash. I don't want it to be too dark though. But that's better. It's giving me more of what I was sort of wanting. So I'm right in the middle. There's, damn, I so love being able to go straight to paper with these. It's so cool. And I'm not worrying too much about it being messy because obviously we're aiming for messy, so it's okay. But I am still going to just pick up just a little bit so it doesn't do too much. Didn't do exactly what I wanted it to, but it gave me something. Whoops. So now I'm just going to add, just to pick up a little bit of pigment, just a little bit of, it's probably a bit too much splatter, but anyway, just to add that. I'm going to go ahead and then do the teal as well. Still too much splatter. I was trying to pick up some of the border off the end of the pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for the teal, and I'll be right back. I don't quite know what's going on, but the texture paste is kind of like raising up again as it's drying. It looks like embossing powder, like embossing powder does when it dries. I don't know, I've never seen it do that before, but it looks really cool. And I like the way that wash has now come out. It's just giving it a bit of depth. It's just not quite as plain and boring as it was a minute ago. And then I'm thinking about switching this and putting the coat on that side, because that way the purple sort of comes into the teal section a little bit, and then I can flower all around it. So I'm not going to pop it up because I don't want to do that, but I'm just then going to, this is all 90% dry now, so I'm just going to tuck in some flowers and just see where I get to. I'm not using any of the big one, like the big ones. I want to use all the littly kind of sprigs and stuff, and I don't want the whole thing kind of, oh, that's pretty. I don't want the whole thing kind of covered, but I do want a fair sort of chunk of it, if that makes any sense. I do also have that whole page there of solid ones, like these are the vellum ones, so that they will look a little bit more washed out's not the word I want. They will look more transparent. I'm just wondering what they're going to look like when I actually stick them down. We shall see. I'm just going to cut this one. Again, it's vellum, so it's going to give me some forgiveness. I think that looks really cool, just with those sort of bits like that. So I'm going to grab hold of that. This is the same 2 bits of washi tape that I used just before to stick the stencil down. I'm just using them again to pick up the die cuts, so that way they all stay together, and then I can start taking off the The backing, definitely a tweezer job because I'm very bad at picking up backings off anything, let alone something very simple, very delicate like this. I'm being very careful. So the washi tape sort of put it back into position a little bit. Oh no, that way. Tucks in that way. So then I can roughly work out where to put it. And I can just pull that washi back off and that'll reveal my little cluster. Oh, that's pretty. Might need a bit more purple, but I'll come back to that. So I'm going to do the same thing on the top. This time I'm going to be a bit more particular, and I'm going to use this washi tape to hold this in place so that when I pick it up like that to put it down, I can make sure it's all in the right spot. Popping that in that sort of rough position, and if I put the little kingfisher there, I'm just thinking if I come in, I'm just going to take this little corner here. There's just a couple here that I think will look really nice. I'm just trying to not ruin any of the others as I go past the couple that I want. Might have to get my Uniquely Creative scissors out for this. Come around the beak. Okay, so I'm just going to fussy cut these couple out and just work out. I'm just going to start with this one. I'm trying these ones because they've just got slightly smaller, it's a slightly smaller blade. Thought maybe that would add to it, but I feel like it's taking away from how pretty the vellum is. That's okay. No, we're just going to go with the kingfisher on the side here. I keep calling it a kingfisher, it might not be. I think it is. I'm just going to pop him down underneath there so it looks like he's sort of sitting on that corner. I love the way that just kind of flattens into it. And then I'm just going to bring in, this is the Darkroom Door sheet music background stamp. I love this one. It is one of my absolute favourites. Just want to work out which way it goes, that way. And I'm just trying to work out colours. So again, I'm going to give this a try. We don't know if it'll work. So I'm picking up all that pigment, or a bunch of the pigment on the brush. And I'm just going to again work out which way it goes. I'm just going to paint the pigment onto the stamp. Oh, that worked out better than I thought it would. I thought that was really not going to work. So then I'm going to do same thing again with a bit more purple at the top. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And then the second or the bottom half come in with a bit of the teal. Not do that. Seriously, why don't I learn? Purple and teal are such a wonderful combination. I'm just using whatever's left. I'm just trying to use the teal on the bottom and the purple on the top. Okay. Is that it? Do I want to add something to it? I just feel like it's just missing something there, and I don't know. So I feel like if I put a flower there, it's just kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere and it just looks odd. I guess you could you could come in from the side and then add in, ooh, okay. I just grabbed my trimmer because I wanted it to be straight. These are fun to play with. They feel like washi tape, and I didn't, like, if you watch the unboxing video, I didn't realise that these were adhesive. Can't get words. I didn't realise they were adhesive. So when I realised that they were adhesive, I was like, okay, well, this is a game changer. Because I always struggle to stick down vellum. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it or how I'm supposed to put it down. But these make it really easy. I was just thinking if maybe I should put one of these little vellum hearts somewhere. No, I think I'm happy. Oh, all right, hold on. That's that there. That up there. Yeah. No, other way around. I just want a heart that's not quite as bold. There you go. So one on the bottom and one on the top. Can't even tell that it's a heart. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of something in a sec to just kind of fix that. You guys know I'm not the best drawer in the world. I'm just going to grab one of my uni pin markers, and I'm just going to, this is a 0.2, actually I might use the 0.1. So I want it just to be a really skinny kind of line. I'm just going to draw around the edge. It's deliberately messy, that's the point. I'm kind of making it that little sketchy kind of look. And if I could see the one at the top, I'd do the same thing. I'm just going to add a little bit of that sketchy kind of look to this so it joins in. I think I'll leave it at that. There's a part of me that wants to do this really stupid thing and add some black. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit on my brush here. So this is the Noir pencil from this set. I'm just grabbing a little bit. Grabbing that. This is another bit of scrap that I had that I was playing with. Yeah, no, that's what I want. So I've just taken the first sort of chunk off so that it's a little lighter. There is a grey in here as well, but that won't give me the... Just needed a little bit more depth. I don't know.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
My Google has been extremely rude lately. She's always interrupting me. Where's that paper towel go? Just don't want to leave the drip, but I don't want to rub it on paper either. Okay, last little thing. I just want to add just a little bit of that scribble on the outside here too. won't be able to do too much on this side because that's where all the texture paste is, but I can do plenty there. And I will leave it, now that that's there, at that. So there we go. I hope you guys liked this sort of art journaling one. The art journal ones are very much freestyle. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have a sort of plan in my head. I don't know if they're ever going to work. But I'm happy to give everything a go. And I really did like this collection. It was really pretty with the teals and the purple. And I really love these watercolour pencils. I need to do some more experimenting and kind of create some stuff, but I'm happy to do that both off camera and on. So if you would like some tips as I learn, or you want to see a video about them, please let me know, and I can try and do that for you. I did have a request from Lisa to use a bit of texture paste. I think she's on the start of the texture paste journey, so I hope that helped. Texture paste is fun. It just, you're gonna sort of play with it to sort of learn how to use it, and I still don't know how, but Lisa, I hope that helped. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as a whole. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know if you like these art journaling ones. Hope you guys have an absolutely awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!